So trend 6, the rise of social gamification. So a lot of times people think of Halo, or in this case Modern Warfare, when they think of gamification or games, and this is not what we're talking about. Gamification, it's important for gamification to work like a game, not so much that it looks like a game. I'll explain more about that in a second. And the reason why gamification is important is because of engagement. You think about that, all those cluttered channels, and this is one of the ways to break through that clutter, and it's a really good way to do it. And it's like with branded entertainment, it's a way to kind of capture people's attention and keep them coming back for more. And so you look at like beyond food and drinks and basic shelter, what do customers really want? They want status, access, power, and stuff. Status basically is in their social hierarchy. How do they rank? Are they better or worse than their peers? Access. Do they get special stuff that other people don't get? And then power is, do they have influence over their community? And then free stuff is free stuff. And then you look at what drives consumers to act. And again, these are all things that game designers build into video games to make them engaging. So status, access, power, and stuff, they give these things to consumers to hook them into the game more and more. And this is what brands have an opportunity to do to get people to come back and hook into their brand more and more. And then this next section is what drives consumers to act. These are certain what they call player types, and this comes from like Richard Bartle's research on video games. And each consumer falls in one of these categories, and these are the types of people that come in contact with not only video games but with your company. And you want to build your campaigns to target specific types of people in one of these groups. So, for example, an achiever wakes up every day and wants to win something. This person is really driven by like if you have a competition, like a Facebook competition or something like that, they want to win it. So they're going to really resonate with that competition. A killer is someone who is just like an achiever, but not only do they want to win, they want you to lose, and they want to do it. They want everyone to know that you lost, and so they love doing that in a public place. Social, if you think of like a Monopoly game or a card game or something with family members or something, where you keep score, you keep track of who's ahead and who's not, but that's not really the reason why you play. It would be for an achiever, but for a social person, they're motivated by having a social interaction with that game, and the game is they want a social interaction, and the game is the medium and the platform to be able to have that social interaction. So they're playing the game to hang out with people, basically. And then an explorer is someone who loves to tell a story about stuff. You think of someone who goes on a trip and buys this trinket and loves telling a story about how they got that trinket. So just to give you a practical example of gamification, how it can be implemented is, with social, say you are a store at the mall and you want to, people oftentimes go to the mall because they want to be able to hang out with people, and it's not just about buying stuff, it's about hanging out with people. And so the mall is the medium and the platform to be able to have that social encounter, and that's a game that is more fun when you have more people involved rather than playing by yourself and going by yourself. So if you're a store at the mall, if you incentivize people and you give a store or a sale to people who to have 3 or more friends come in, it incentivizes people in a way to do what they already want to do, to bring and hang out with people at the mall. And so this is a way you can really capitalize on engagement, or on gamification. And you really want to focus on giving incentives and rewards to get consumers to do what you want them to do. And like I said, the shopping at the mall can be more about socializing. And we see examples of this with Foursquare, where you have badges and you can get access to discounts and free stuff. You can have status symbols, being the mayor somewhere. You have LinkedIn, where you have this progress bar with your profile that, oh, you're 90% complete, just upload your resume and you get your final completed profile. People want to finish stuff out, and they want to be able to complete things, and so that's a big example, or a small example. The Office tried to drive engagement during their whole off season, so they had this many months of period where the consumers kind of fall off and they kind of lose their relationship with them for a long time. So they built this whole virtual space where they have um, like this virtual office where you can decorate your own cubicle, and it's got a lot of game components where you can get points for stuff, and that's one way they use it. Zynga is really interesting because they created this whole virtual currency where people take real money and buy virtual stuff, and they do it because they get status and they get access to stuff. You think of like Farmville, they can pay money to improve how well they do in the game. And so here again, you have people that take real money and buy fake stuff, and it's a huge market, and that is growing rapidly, and it's all because of gamification. And you have Mini Cooper that created this whole week-long scavenger hunt for a digital Mini Cooper that moved around Stockholm, where people could only find out where it was on their iPhone through this iPhone app that they had to download. And then as soon as they got within 50 meters of this digital car they could only see on their phone, then they were able to snag it. And if they had it at the end of the week, they won a free Mini Cooper. But the catch is that anyone else who caught up to you and got within 50 yards of you would be able to steal the car from you. And so it was this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for this week competition that people came out in huge volumes to be able to participate in. And it really spoke to a lot of the different player types. It spoke to the people that were social, that wanted to play with and against their friends, the achievers that wanted to win, the killers that wanted everyone else to know that they won and you lost, because it was being publicized on all kinds of channels. And it spoke to the explorers who wanted a heck of a story to be able to tell all their friends, and so this was really played to all of them. And this can happen on a big and a small scale. So you think like a local gym. A local gym was able to, if you just think about, if they had up on the wall the people that came the most to the gym had their picture up on the wall, the top 10 people, or if you had a digital screen with all of the members of this local small gym up on the wall, and the people that haven't come in a long time move to the left, and the people that come more often move to the right, and everyone that walks in, all of your friends and people that you work out with know when you haven't been to the gym in a while. And this is a status thing, and so you start to come to the gym because of a felt need to get more status. So it's just a hypothetical example. And I got a lot of inspiration and some ideas and some research from a lot of these people on here, and I want to make sure I give them credit for the stuff that they're doing. And if you have any questions, please let me know on any of the social channels, or you can go ahead and give me a call or email me if you would like as well. And my Twitter handle there is mrobertsonline. You can find my blog at allegoriedesign.com or find me on LinkedIn. And all my other social channels you can find on my blog. So hope that was helpful. Again, my name is Mike Roberts. I would look forward to interacting with you, and look forward to 2013. Let me know what you think about this.